All right, class. Today is Thursday, January the 6th. It's my brother's birthday. And we are. I thought she was asking me which one we're on. Can I get one too? Sharpen this thing. Here, while you're over there, sharpen these as well, okay? Because somebody will need them. Again, we are going to do the warm up. We're going to do graphing method for solving systems today and some guided practice. Our homework is Thursday's homework in the packet. I'm going to pause to give you a chance to write. Now we're going to do the warm up. We're going to do Tuesdays. Mark out the second one. We're only going to do the first one. Okay. Make sure I unpause. Did I pause? Okay, yeah, I did. All right, it says the sum of two numbers is 80. It doesn't specify what the two numbers are. So I'm going to give those two numbers variables because it doesn't say what the two numbers are. So I'm going to use X and Y, or I could use A and B. It doesn't matter what two letters you use. But since you don't know what two numbers they're talking about, you got to give it two unknowns, two variables. And since it might not be the same, they might not be the same number, you want it to be two different letters because it could be two different numbers. So we got the sum of the two numbers we don't know. One is going to be X plus one is going to be Y. Y plus, Miss Reyes, because of the word sum. Sum means you're adding those two numbers together. Then what does it say? It says is 80. So that means the sum of the two numbers is equal to 80. And that's how you write the first equation. Okay? You all right? Are you okay? Then it says their difference. That means there is implying that it's talking about these two. So their difference means subtraction. So I'm going to keep it in the same order, and I'm going to say X minus Y because difference means subtraction. Their difference, that means when you subtract it, it's equal to 44. And that's how you write the equations. Any questions about that? Is there anyone that's lost? And for right now, since we hadn't gone any step further, we're going to leave this as our answer, and later we will come back and start solving equations that look like this next week. Any questions? All right, good deal. Let's look at our homework. Was there anybody that was still copying? I don't know. Okay. We already went through. We're looking at the back. All right, so we're doing the same thing in the homework tonight, as we did in yesterday's homework. We're using the slope-intercept form because we're writing linear equation. What is a linear equation again? It's an equation that graphs a straight line. If we're talking about a word problem, a linear equation is an equation that's written that you can write for a particular word problem that has a constant rate of change. That means the rate of change is the same in that situation. Like suppose that Jaden works for $10 an hour. Okay, he works for $10 an hour. Every single hour he's gonna make $10. That's a linear equation. Okay, maybe they gave him a sign-on bonus for $700, so he's automatically gonna get $700. Then plus the $10 an hour. Okay, that's a linear equation because he's making the same amount every single hour first, and then his starting amount is going to be the $700. That's a linear equation, but written in word problem form. Okay. All right. So let's look at this first word problem. It says Lynn is tracking the progress of her growing plant. Okay. Today, the plant is 5 centimeters. So that's the starting height of the plant. That's my B. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where your m is the slope or your rate, and your b is your y-intercept, excuse me, or your starting amount. As I talked about in the situation with Jaden, the slope was the $10 every single hour. Every hour he made $10. That's the rate. Then I said he had a sign-on bonus. They automatically gave him $700. The $700 is the B. So the equation would be y is equal to 10x plus the $700. Okay? So in this case, my starting height is 5. So B is equal to, and I could use this space down here, or I could use this space out to the side, okay? So B is equal to 5. That's the starting height. Then it says that the plant is growing 1.5 centimeters per day. That's the rate in which it's growing. Since it's growing, that's going to be a positive number. So my M here is going to be 1.5. So, Ms. Reyes, how do I write this as an equation? The equation then is going to be y is equal to 1.5. Very good. X plus 5. Great job. Okay? That's the equation. And it's saying, what is the linear model? That's the same as saying, what's the equation that represents the height of the plant after D days? Listen, y'all, the D days, X represents the number of days. So all you got to do is just change X to D if you want to. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter what letter you use. Use the letter they want you to use. It's okay. B says, what will the height of the plant be after 20 days? Well, you're going to plug in 20 for D because that's the number of days. And think about it. If every single day it's growing 1.5 centimeters, you're going to say 1.5 centimeters times 20 plus the 5 centimeters that it is that day. So here it's going to be y. The total amount is equal to 1.5 times 20 days plus the 5. Okay? We probably should have gotten our calculator, right? I'll type it in for you. You don't have to. I just want you to see it. You got 1.5 times the 20 days plus the 5. And that gives you what? 35. So the answer for this, your total height after 20 days is 35 centimeters. Okay. Any questions about that? So you're trying these on your own. It ain't but 1, 2, 3 problems. Please don't leave them blank. Just try. You see how I did these. Do it the same way. You know you're going to find M and B in all of these. And you're going to write a y equals equation. You're going to find M and B in all of these. And you're going to write a y equals equation. You're going to find M and B in all of these. And you're going to have a y equals equation. Then you're going to have to substitute the number that they give you, just like I did up here, substituting 20. Here you're going to be substituting 220. Okay, here you're going to be plugging in 2,000, so on and so forth. The same way I did these. Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns about the homework tonight? Don't leave this blank. We got a nasty habit of complaining about, oh, why is my grade the way it is? But then don't do the homework. That's why your grade is the way it is, because you turn in blank sheets. Or you half do it. You scribble on something and expect to get a grade for it. No. Okay? So put forth some effort. I can tell when you put effort in something, because I wasn't born yesterday. I definitely wasn't born yesterday. I could tell when you scribbling something, because I've sat where you sat, and I had lazy brothers that didn't. I have 5 brothers that didn't really do. Some of them. Well, one is actually 3 of them is actually smart. One of them's just a dummy, and the other one, he's no. Talk about my brothers.
Oh.
No, but yeah, no. That's so I know because they were some jokers. They tried to get away with not doing any work like some of you do. Okay, so we gotta do better. You want your grade to go up? You gotta actually do some work. Okay, all right, and not pretend like you're doing something, because some of you very good pretenders. We should call you the Great Pretender. So again, take out your notebook. There's a little half foldable that I put on your desk. Yes, we're going to do that afterwards. Okay? So hold on to that, okay, babe? But take out your interactive notebook and the half sheet. You need both of those. And this is page 19. Yeah, baby.
Can I throw this? We don't
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. That is this is the little half sheet. We're only gonna go to page 19 in this quarter. 20 in this quarter, and then we'll start quarter 3 in our notebook. Okay, so next week is quarter 3 in our notebook, even though it's still quarter 2. We got to cut it off so we can start putting your interactive notebook, downloading that so you can get a grade. Okay, so you should have 20. You should be up to 20 by tomorrow. All right, and that little sheet that I gave you, this is actually going to be page 20. Okay. All right. So we are on page 19, and the second sheet that's on your desk is going to be page 20. All right, 19. We're doing solving systems of linear equations. And again, remember, we're dealing with linear equations, are equations that form, when you graph them, they form a straight line. Okay? They form a straight line. Yesterday, we talked about a system of equations and wrote down a definition for that. Remember, the definition for a system of equations is where you are solving a problem that has more than one linear equation. So a system of equation is more than one linear equation. All right? Like a bus system is more than one bus. A school system is more than one school. System is more than one. Okay, so a system of linear equations is more than one linear equation. All right, so to solve it, we're solving system of linear equation by using the graphing method. So we're using the graphing method. What does that mean, Ms. Reyes? That means we're going to graph both of the equations to see where the lines cross. So here, we're going to graph and we are graphing two equations because the systems that we're doing are going to be two equations. So we're graphing both equations to see what points they share. Whatever points they share is going to be the solution, okay? Whatever points they share, that's going to be the solution. Okay? Whatever points they share, that is going to be the solution. All right, let's put this little slip in front of us. Turn to this side where you see the words at the top. All right. A system of equations is a collection of two or more equations. Okay? With the same set of variables. Remember I told you on yesterday, I said one of the characteristics is that the x values both have to have the same meaning. That means if the x in one of the equations is the number of days, then the x in the other equation also has to mean the number of days. Okay? That's what they mean when they say that the set of variables have to be the same. Their meanings have to be the same. Okay? And they don't always use X and Y. Sometimes they'll use A and B, C and D, whatever, two letters, okay? We are looking at sets of two equations. In this course, it's going to be two with two variables. In most cases, it's going to be X and Y, okay? If we graph the two equations, the solution is going to be where the lines intersect or where they cross. Okay, it's going to be the point that they share. Wherever they cross, that point is going to be the solution. If they don't cross, that means there's no solution. If you graph them and the lines are right on top of each other, that means they share all the same points. So that's infinitely many solutions. There are only three types of solutions that you can have. The straight lines are either going to cross each other, and remember, we wrote them on this page. They're straight lines. So straight lines can either cross each other because they're straight. It's not going to loop back around and cross it again. That's not a straight line. So straight lines are either going to cross each other at one point, or either they're never going to cross at all because they're parallel. So that's no solution. Or they're going to happen to be right on top of each other, which makes them infinitely many solutions. So you can only have three types of answers. That's it. Because it's a linear equation. They're straight lines. Okay? All right, so let's look at the first one. Let's look at number one. We'll start off with one. We'll come back to one that looks like number one. We'll start off with one that looks like number two first, okay? We'll do number two and number four. And we'll come back later and do a one and three. We'll just do the ones that are already written in y equals mx plus b. And then later, I will show you how to do ones like number one and number three. Okay, so let's stick to the simple ones first. All right, so yesterday we went over graphing equations. The first thing we did with graphing equations is we label our m and our b. So looking at this first equation, our m is the number that's attached to x, which is 3. Our b, there is no b, so it's 0. Any questions about that? That's just the first one. We're just looking at this first one. Okay. So now we need to write 3 as a fraction. How do we write 3 as a fraction like we did yesterday? What do we do? 3 over 1. The top number is the rise, and the bottom number is the what? Run. Jalen, sit up, babe. All right, so now we're going to find B on the y-axis. Remember we did that yesterday? B on the y-axis is right here at the origin, 0. Just looking at this first one. Now we got rise over run. Rise is positive 3. So what does that mean that I have to do? Go up 3. Run is a positive 1. So what does that mean I have to do? Go right 1. So it's up 3 and to the right 1. So start from here. Go up 1, 2, 3 and to the right 1. Up 1, 2. You out of space, so you can't go up no more. Now I want points in the opposite direction. So go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and go to the left 1. Down 1, 2, 3, and now we're out of space. Extend your line. And we're extending our line so that we'll know where the lines actually cross each other. You can't make short lines because then you might miss where they cross. So please make sure you extend your line. Any questions about that first one? Don't do a short line. Extend the line all the way through, just like mine. Jocelyn, sit up, babe. All right, let's do the second one now. See this one? Let's look at this one. The slope for this one, I'll write it over here. The slope is the number attached to x again, which is 2. How do I write 2 as a fraction? 2 over 1. Top number is the rise. Bottom number is the run. Please write it. What's our b here? Negative 1. B is negative 1. So now we're going to find negative 1 on the y-axis. Go to the origin and go down 1. This is where negative 1 is. Now you're going to use your slope. Rise over run. Rise is positive 2. So what does that mean I do? Rise is go up 2. And go right 1 for run. So let's count. Go up 1, 2, and to the right what? 1. Go up 1, 2, and to the right how many? 1. Go up 1, 2, and to the right how many? 1. We want points in the opposite direction, so go back here. So instead of going up 2, go down 2. Instead of going to the right 1, go to the left 1. So start right here again, and let's go down. Count 1, 2, and to the right 1. Look, this is where they cross right here. Then go down 1, 2, and to the right 1. So now draw the line. It's really close until it gets to this point right here, which is where they cross. So this is where they cross right here. That's the solution. What ordered pair is that? What ordered pair is that? Start at the origin, go over to the left 1 time. That's negative 1. And down 1, 2, 3. So negative 1 comma negative 3 is the solution. This ordered pair is negative 1 comma negative 3. That's the one point they share, so that is the solution. Let's look at number 4. Anybody still copying before I move on? I don't want to move until we're done. Okay. All right, let's look at this one. Let's do this first one. We got to label our M and our B. Okay? The M is the number that's in front of the X. What number is automatically in front of the X if you don't see one? 1. 1 is. It's automatically a 1 if you don't see a number. So this is negative 1. How do I write negative 1 as a fraction? Negative 1 over 1. Only Aaliyah knows, y'all. Come on. Which one is our B? What's our B in this problem? Positive 1. It's plus 1 right here. So now let's graph. First thing that we do. Sorry. Slide this up a little bit. The first thing that we do, you graph B. So we find 1 on the y-axis. This is the origin, go up 1. This is where we put our point. Positive 1 is right here on the y-axis. Do you see it? B? You see it? Rise over run. Our rise is negative 1. So what does that mean that we do? That means you go down 1. Rise is negative 1, so go down 1. Run is positive 1, so we go where? Right 1. So down 1 to the right 1. Down 1, right 1. Put your point right here. Down 1 to the right 1. 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 You want to go until you run out of space because you don't know where that other line is going to cross it. Okay? Points in the opposite direction. Instead of going down one, go up one. So going to the right one, go to the left one. So it's up one, left one. Up one, left one. Working backwards. Up one, left one. Up one, left one. Extend your line. Always go until you run out of space because you don't know where those lines are going to cross. Now we're doing the second equation. We have m is equal to, again, -1, right? -1/1. The top number is my rise. What's the bottom number? Run. What's my b in this second equation right here? -3. Don't forget about the negative, okay? So now we're going to find -3 on the y-axis. This is the y-axis right here. -3 is down 1, 2, 3 right here. So now look at your rise over run. Rise is -1. What does that mean that we do? Go down 1. Run is +1. What does that mean we do? Right 1. So down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Okay. We want points in the opposite direction, so let's work backwards. Instead of going down 1, right 1, go up 1, left 1. So up 1 and left 1. 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 And connect your points. They don't intersect. They're parallel, right? So do they share any points? No. So that means there's no solution here. This is no solution. It's a no solution because they don't share any points. No solution here. They do not share any points. Any questions? Anybody else? Okay. All right, so now we are going to fold this down just like this, where it says solve equations, fold on the dotted line here. And we're going to fold this up just like this. And we're going to paste this kind of in the middle of the page so we can go back and work on the other two problems later. So let's fold it just like this. And we're going to paste this in the center. Okay? Okay, make sure you paste it down. The next page is page 20, and it's just guided practice. Let's go ahead and label this page. We won't paste this page in until we're finished, but we'll go ahead and label it. Excuse me, y'all. Page 20. Solving systems of equations. So we're going to just put graphing method practice. And we'll paste this down when we're done. We'll paste this down. We'll fold it and paste it down when we're done. We might have to cut the bottom off, but that's okay. Okay, please label this page. And at the top, so you don't forget, this is going to be page 20. This is the last page that we're adding for this quarter. We'll start quarter 3 pages next week. Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. I'm going to do this side with you, and this side you're going to do on your own, okay? If you already know how to do it, you feel like you want to go on your own, that's fine. But if you don't, please make sure you focus and pay attention so you're able to do 5 through 8 on your own. All right, first things first. First thing that you do is label your M and your B. What's your M in this first equation right here? Very good. Negative 5 over 3. My pencil is out of my way. Okay, so we got negative 5 over 3. This is my rise. This is my run. I keep writing and doing the same thing over and over again. So eventually you'll see a pattern and you're able to do this on your own. It'll sit up, babe. Your B. What's your B? 3. So now we're going to graph this. We're going to find B on the y-axis. So we're going to find 3, positive 3 on the y-axis. So that's up from the origin 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This is where 3 is on the y-axis. Now you're going to use your rise over run to put other points on the line. Your rise is a negative 5. So that means you go down how many? 5. Your run is left to right. Your run is a positive 3. So is that to the left or to the right? To the right. 3 times. So it's down 5 and to the right 3 times. If you forget, guys, on the bottom, you can write this if you want to. You have rise over run. You probably should write this. Rise is up, down. Run is left, right. If it's positive, go up. If it's negative, go down. Run, if it is positive, go to the right. If it's negative, go to the left. Okay? All right. So let's look at it. I'll hold for a second because some of you might be writing that. That way you can remember. Rise, up, down. Run, left, right. Rise, up, down. Run, left, right. You run either to the left or to the right. You rise either means up or down, okay? All right, here we go. So now you find 3 on the y-axis. We did that. So that means we're going to go down 5 from here and to the right 3. So let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to the right. 1, 2, 3. This is where you put your point. You don't have enough space to go down 5 more. Up here, you don't have enough space to go up 5. So all you're going to see from this line is just 2 points. And connect them. Go ahead, baby.
Isn't 5 over 3 a negative?
It is negative.
That's what she went down.
5 over 3 is going to be
Negative 5 over 3.
Yeah, we went down 5, babe. And then we went positive 3 is to the right. You see how the line is going down? The line is going down. This is a negative slope. You have to tell me what you mean because I don't know.
Right next to where the 5. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. You said the entire fraction is negative. That is true. So you either have to make the top number negative or the bottom number negative. It doesn't matter. Because a negative divided by a positive is going to make it a negative. But what happens, Sarah, if you make both of them a negative divided by a negative is going to make it a positive. So just choose one of the numbers to be a negative. You're not wrong in what you're seeing, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Wait a minute. Kaylee, where you going? Oh, you can go after her. She asked first. It looked like I was looking at you. I'm sorry. All right. Let's do the next one. I hope that made sense, Taylor, because I understood what you were saying after I thought about it. All right. So your M here is 1 over 3, the number that's in front of X. The top number is the rise. The bottom number is the run, okay? What's your B?
3, -3.
Your B is -3. Very good, babe. So now we're going to find -3 on the y-axis. -3 is 3 down from the origin right here. This is -3 on the y-axis. Excuse me. So now we have rise over run. Rise is a +1. So what does that mean? If rise is a +1, that means I'm going how? I'm going up 1. Run is a +3. So that means I go to the what?
Left.
Positive.
Right.
It's to the right.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine, baby. So go up 1 and to the right. 1, 2, 3. Saying something is better than not saying anything at all, okay? So go up 1 and then go over. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Look, this is where it crosses right here. You see that? Points in the opposite direction. Down 1 and to the left. 1, 2, 3. Just working backwards. Again, where does it cross? Right here. What ordered pair is that?
3, -3.
1, 2, 3. Very good. +3. And it's go down 1, 2. That's -2. This is the solution. That one point is the one point that they share. Jalen, sit up, babe. Come on. Number 2. I want you to label your M and your B for the first equation. Actually, label it for both of them. So you got M, yikes. M and B. Let's do one at a time because I might confuse you. What's your M and what's your B for the first equation? What's your M for the first equation? What's your M, Taylor?
4.
4. Good job. How do I write 4 as a fraction? Anybody remember? 4 over 1. This is my rise. This is my run. What's my B for the first equation? Yes.
-2.
No, for the first one, sorry.
Wait, please say what you just said.
What's my B for this first equation right here? 3. You're looking at the second equation. So now, what are we going to do? After we label our M and our B, what's the next thing? Isel, sit up. Jalen, sit up. Jaden, sit up. What do we do?
Graph B on the graph.
Graph B on the y-axis. So we graph 1, 2, 3. This is B. This is +3 on the y-axis. Now let's do rise over run. Rise, +4, is that up or down? That's up 4. +1 is your run. Is that to the left or to the right? Right 1. So let's go up 4. Look, 1, 2, we out of space. So that means we need to work backwards. So instead of going up 4, go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of going to the right 1, go to the left 1. Working backwards. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 1. Draw your line a little bit straighter, bless your heart, and make sure that you put arrows at the end. Now let's look at equation number 2, this second equation. What is my m? What number is automatically in front of this x? It's -1, you're right. How do I write -1 as a fraction? -1/1. This is my rise. This is my run. What's my b here? -2. Good job. Very good. So now I'm going to find -2 on the y-axis. -2 on the y-axis is 2 down from the origin, right here. Now let's use the slope. -1 is my rise. What does that mean? Up or down? Negative is down. Positive is up. So this is down 1. And what's +1 is my run? Is that to the left or to the right?
Wait, is that
Positive 1
right?
to the right. So that's down. Do you understand that if you are looking up, if it's a positive number on top, that's looking up, like looking up on the bright side. If it's negative, you're going down, like you're being negative, you're looking down. Okay? Run, positive, you're being positive, you're going in the right direction. Negative, you're going in the left direction. Okay? Being positive, that's the right thing to do, right? Being positive, that means you're looking up, right? Being negative, that means you're looking at it down. Being negative, you're going to the left. Okay? All right, so here, this is down 1 to the right 1. So go down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Wait a minute. Did I do that right? Yeah. All right, opposite direction. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Or left 1, sorry. Up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Make sure we did that right. Oh, you know what? The first one is not right. Because we're going down, we're supposed to be going up. Erase the first line. That slope is positive.
Bro, I had it right the first time, and then you changed it, and I was like, wait, I'm so confused right now.
I got it right a different way.
Oh my god.
Can I just keep it that way?
No, sir.
I knew it. I got it right the first time.
All right. The first one is right. The second one is wrong. Y'all don't do any good to be loud when now you should have said something before. All right, here we go. Let's try this one again. +3 is here. +4, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is not enough space. So let's go backwards. Instead of going up 4, go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of going to the right, which we did, we're supposed to go to the left. Down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. This is where they cross. -1 and -1. I keep poking holes in my paper because it's staying. All right. And I'll give you a chance to catch up. Let me pause. Let's do the next one. You did say that.
You ever heard of the actress Regina King?
Oh, I love her.
I love her too.
Yeah, I love her. Yes, baby.
I want to ask you guys, and I have two questions left.
For number 4?
Huh?
Which one are you saying?
I'm really done with my
Oh, good. Paste it in your notebook when you're finished. All right, here we go. Let's look at M. Which one's M and which one's B for the first equation? -1 over 2. Good job. The top number is the rise. Bottom number is the run. Okay. Now you jokers that are lost when we get started to do number 5 and 8 and you are not paying attention, I'm not going to feel any sympathy for you. It's stood up. All right, here we go. B is -1. Okay. So we're going to find -1 on the y-axis. I keep doing the same thing over and over again, okay? This is -1 on the y-axis. B, find it on the y-axis. Now use your rise over your run. We're doing number 1, the first one. This is -1. Oh, thank you. You're right. Shut up. All right, so -1, is that up or down? That's down 1. +2. To the left or to the right? Right 2. So down 1, right 2. Down 1, to the right, 1, 2. Down 1, to the right, 1, 2. Down 1, we out of space. So now we want points in the opposite direction. So instead of going down 1, go up 1. Instead of going to the right 2, go to the left, 1, 2. Up 1, to the right, left, 1, 2. You don't have any more space. Please extend your line because you don't know where the other line is going to cross. All right, let's look at the second equation. What's the M for the second equation? What's the M here? 1 over 4. The top number is the rise. The bottom number is the run. Very good. What's our B? -4. So now we're going to find -4 on the y-axis. -4 on the y-axis is down 4 from the origin, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we're going to use our slope. Rise, +1. Does that mean you go up or down? Up 1. Run is +4. Does that mean you go to the left or to the right? Right. It's positive to the right. So up 1, to the right 4. Up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where they cross. Right here. Points in the opposite direction. Instead of going up 1, go down. Instead of going to the right 4, go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where they cross. This is the solution. What ordered pair is that they share? What ordered pair is that? Start at the origin. You had to go over 4. That's +4. You had to go down 3. So that's -3. This is the solution. That's the 1 point they share. Number 4. Now your M here, there is no M. M is 0. It's going to be a flat line. Yes.
For number 3, for the second equation, you went down 1 instead of up 1.
No, I went up 1. Up 1, right here. And over 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is how you graph a line where y is just equal to a number. Find that number on the y-axis. -1 is right here. and draw a line straight through it. Draw a line through the y-axis. This is how you graph y is equal to a number. That's it. Now let's do the second equation. So that means if it's x is equal to, you just draw a line through the x-axis. Okay? All right, so y is equal to, draw a line through y-axis at -1. So let's look at this one. What's my slope in the second equation? In the second equation? -5/2. Okay, good job. Rise over run. Don't forget the negative, okay? What's my b?
4.
Very good, +4. So now we're going to find 4 on the y-axis. That's up 4 from the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. +4. -5. What does that mean that I go? Down 5, +2. Right 2. So let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to the right. 1, 2. This is where they cross right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we out of space. This is the solution. What ordered pair is this?
4
No, what's the 2 and -1? Okay, and the other side you're doing on your own. Okay. All right. Make sure you put this in your notebook.